Hi, welcome to the Numeracy 5-a-day answers for the 2nd of April. In this video, if you need help with one particular question, feel free to pause the video, get the video number, go to Corbettmaths and watch that, and that might give you a hint on one particular question if you're stuck on one. Otherwise, I'm going to go through all the answers now. Okay, our first question. Our first question says, work out the area of a rectangle with length 8 centimeters and width 3 centimeters. So to get the area of a rectangle, we just multiply the length by the width. Area is equal to length times width. So we just need to multiply 8 by 3. And 8 times 3 is equal to 24. And now we've got centimeters and centimeters, so it'll be centimeters squared. So the area of the rectangle will be 24 centimeters squared. Our next question. Our next question is an addition question, so we've got 384 plus 124. And adding those together, lining them up in columns, 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10, so put the 0 down, carry the 1. And 3 plus 1 plus 1 is 5. So the answer would be 508. Our next question is a multiplication question, so 43 multiplied by 28. So put them in columns. 8 times 3 is 24, put the 4 down and carry the 2. And 8 times 4 is equal to 32, plus 2 is 34. Now we need to multiply the 43 by 20, so put the 0 down. 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 4 is 8. Now we just need to add these together. 4 plus 0 is 4, 4 plus 6 is 10, so put the 0 down, carry the 1, and 3 plus 8 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So the answer would be 1,204. Okay, our next question. Our next question says, Tom wants to buy some packets of crisps, and a packet of crisps costs 65 pence, and Tom has a £5 note. And the question says, how many packets can Tom buy? Now in this question, I'm not going to use short division. The reason is the answer is less than 10, so that means we still end up, whenever you do the bus shelter method, the very last bit, we'll end up with how many 65s going to 500 anyway. Now there's lots of ways you can do this. Some people might do it by figuring out, well, 5 packets might cost, and multiply this by 5, and then sort of add on 65s that way, or, you know, using a bit of trial and error to work it out. That's fine. Some people might work out with 65 plus 65 plus 65 is and keep on doing that. And that's actually the way I'm going to do it in the video here, but there's lots of different techniques for this. Okay, so 65, that's obviously one packet. Let's add another 65. So I'm going to add on a 5 and then a 60. I'm going to add on 5s and 60s. That's what I'm going to do. So adding on a 5 will be 70, and adding on 60 onto 70 is 130. Adding on another 5 is 135, plus 60 would be 195. Adding on another 5 is £2. Adding on the 60, 260. Adding on the 5, 265. Adding on the 60, 325. Adding on the 5 is going to be 330. Add 60, 390. Adding on the 5, 395. Plus the 60, well, it's going to be equal to 455. And then if we add another 65, it actually goes past £5. So that's it. So the answer would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many packets can Tom buy? 7. And then the question says, how much change does Tom receive? Well, we know that 7 packets cost £4.55. So if we do 500, take away £4.55, we'll get our answer. Now 0 take away 5 we can't do, so we're going to need to borrow, but there's nothing to borrow from there, so we're going to have to cross off the 5 and call that a 4, put the 1 there to make a 10, cross off the 10 and call it a 9 and carry the 1 over there. So we've got 10 take away 5, which is 5, 9 take away 5, which is 4, and 4 take away 4, which is 0. So the change will be 45 pence. Okay, and our last question. Our last question says there are 300 students in year 7. 3/5 of the students study French. How many students study French? So we want to work out 3/5 of 300. So to do that, we divide by the bottom and times by the top. So we're going to take our 300 and we're going to divide it by 5. And to do that, well, 300 divided by 5. 5 into 3 goes 0 times, remainder 3. 5 into 30 goes 6 times, and 5 into 0 is 0, so that would be 60. And then we need to times that by the top, so we're going to do 60 times 3, and that's going to be equal to, well, 6 times 3 is 18, add on the 0, 180. So 180 students study French.